bit of an alcoholic tone, but hello and welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. And today we have two whiskies on the cask, and they are Canadian whiskies. Yeah, we're once again trying Canadian whiskey again, and as they say here, it's imported Canadian whiskey. So this is for outside the Canadian market. And if you want to know more about Canadian whiskey, I've talked about it a bit in the other Canadian whiskeys I've tried already. The Canadians are allowed to do a bit of funny stuff with their whiskey. I think they're allowed to add color and they're allowed to add a bit of flavor. I think they're not allowed to lie about their age, as it's common in other spirits businesses. If you have a whiskey and there is an age statement on it, pretty much in every country, that age statement is the minimum age of that whiskey. So if you buy, let's say, a Scotch with 16 years, you can have a 17 years in the glass, but not less than 16. And with Canadian, it's the same. This year is more than 10 years old, and this year is more than 18 years old. So, J.P. Wiser's, not a very famous brand. It was much more famous back in the days. And J.P. Wiser was a son of a Dutch farmer. He was a farmer and son of a Dutchman, and he lived in the state of New York and did this farming and I think cattle stuff around there. And he then took over a distillery in Canada, I think Ontario. Yeah, I think it's just over the river and pretty close to the lake, so good place for exporting whiskey. And in 1857 he took over the Prescott distillery. He was all about handcrafting and quality, and it takes time. I think here it says quality is something you just can't rush. So yeah, he was all about aging the whiskey and making a good kind of whiskey. But in 1932, the Hiram Walker distillery from Windsor took over. I don't know if they were in Windsor back then, but the Hiram Walker distillery took over that business, and now they belong to the French company Pernod Ricard. And I've been to the distillery, and unfortunately I was not allowed to film there, but there is not a pot still there, and there's no handcrafting over there. So I don't know where they mature or age their stuff, but I don't think it comes from a pot still. I think it comes from a big column still and big fermenters. So yeah, enough said. It's not how they make it, it's how it tastes that matters. Ooh. Bit of an alcoholic tone, but that alcoholic tone is not like a spirit tone, but more of a tone of not so fresh fruits. So it's a mixture of fresh fruits and not so fresh fruits. So it's a bit of a maltiness, graininess, bit of cereals going on. So it's you could compare it to a fruit cake that has gone off a bit and, I don't know, fermented a bit. Yeah, but it's a very fresh, yeah. Apples. Yeah, fruity apple pie that has gone a bit off. With a bit of a vanilla put on top of it. This is one of these whiskeys again where you have totally fresh smells, and then you have a strong, nutty, peppery, spicy A little bit of caramel, a little bit of vanilla in there, but it's really about the spiciness and deeper, darker tones. Yeah, a bit of a rye note in there as well. Not so much in the woody, fresh things, but in a spicy tone. Yeah. Yeah, bit of a wood tone in there as well, but the spiciness is really the dominant flavor here. Yeah, I like it. I really wouldn't have expected it. I would have expected a flatter note, but now I'm not so sure anymore if this is a pot still whiskey or this is a column still whiskey, because we can't quite know. We don't know where it comes from. So, aftertaste has a few flat notes in there. So, could be a really, really well made column still whiskey. So, if you like your whiskey smelling fresh and tasting very spicy and heavy, then this is the whiskey for you. It's a really strange thing. Let's see if the smell differs now. It's really... what I smell doesn't have to do anything with the taste that I still have a bit in my mouth. It's really, really strange whiskey. So I don't think that it is very expensive. So if you see it around, then maybe you should give it a try. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. If you liked this whiskey, then please subscribe or give it a thumbs up, and thank you very much for watching.